this is Mateo, and I really don't want to do this. I hate this place like most other people, and I've explained why in the last part. Basically, just a lot of turns, it's kind of a maze, not really though. Just so much of nothingness. I mean, it's all just tunnels, and there's no puzzles. There's a Geodude or a Zubat around every corner, and every 5 steps that it takes to get to that corner. And it is just not enjoyable in the slightest. See, if this were really based off the anime, then they wouldn't have Rock Tunnel, because in the anime, Ash and friends did not have to go through Rock Tunnel. But unfortunately, we can't be that lucky. So, oh well. Also, getting back on what I said a couple episodes back of how he's never won a badge on his first try. I'm going to have to slightly change that. I watched through the 5th gym, and I have to say, okay, he hasn't won a badge on his first try. He's either needed a second try, or it's just been given to him, like in the 5th gym. Either way, you might have seen for a second the whole how everything was like a dark brown or black and you couldn't really see anything. That was the whole darkness in the cave thing. And if you want to actually be able to see your way through, then you better bring Flash. Now, very first time I went through this cave, I didn't know about Flash, so I went through this cave through darkness. Now granted, this was in Fire Red, where everything was dark except for a little circle around your character, so I could somewhat see the walls, but it took forever. I really do not suggest it. But we can catch a Machop in this cave, and we caught that, so there we go. Machop, or rather Machamp, his final evolved form, used to be my favorite Pokemon because I had this idea of like he could use Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, and Dynamic Punch all at the same time, with each element being in one of his fists. So that was pretty cool, and although he can't do that, it would have been cool to see, and I always like just had ideas of what it would look like and stuff, and it was pretty awesome. But yeah, we also have a whole bunch of trainers with run-of-the-mill Pokemon that we've seen before. This guy's kind of interesting because he has some Pokemon that we don't see very often. But other than that, really nothing. That's because he's a Pokemaniac. Anyways, see, it's just large 4x4 blocks of road that we can go down a ladder every once in a while, but that just brings us to a large 16x16 room, which will then branch off into 4x4 blocks of land again that connect to each other, leading to another 16x16 room, and then yada 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 yada. Also, in this dungeon cave place, we can find Onyx, which is a pretty fast, kind of fast, rock-type Pokemon, rock ground type. It doesn't evolve in this generation, it evolves in the next one, and Screech is the worst sound I have heard ever. But, yeah, it's not all that great, though. It's cool looking, but it doesn't learn any great rock-type attacks. And rock-type isn't that great in this generation because it's only good against fire types and flying types. But especially if you're playing yellow, you already have Pikachu, provided you keep your starter, or you have just a water type to take care of your fire types, which I will have a water type, obviously. Water type is like my favorite type. It's also the most numerous type in the game, at least in later generations. Like, it takes up 17% of the whole Pokedex or something like that, and that's quite a bit. Ghost is the least, with only like, I think it was like 5-ish% maybe. And Ghosts are pretty cool too. They're another one of my favorites, although not as useful. Another reason that I really like water types is that they can use Surf, which is a pretty good move in itself, but it also lets you progress through the game. I mean, every single game so far has had water routes, which I don't really like the water routes all that much, but oh well, it's still cool. And see, they also have those spots where it just breaks off and then, oh look, dead end, and I managed to hit every single dead end somehow. So there we go. I'd say that right now we are about 2/5. I don't want to say halfway, although we're getting close to halfway, and it's been 5 minutes. And I've been super speeding up these battles. So really, it's been like 8 minutes in real time now by me playing this earlier. And oh yeah, also, if you're unlucky like me, this girl just poisoned one of your Pokemon, which will get on your nerves. Seriously, just having the screen flash every 2 seconds because one of your Pokemon is poisoned will really aggravate you by the end of this dungeon. And plus, it's this dungeon, so you're already grieving through it. You're hating it. But now you're also poisoned, and I could use the full restore, except I really don't want to waste it. Not only that, but you also have the Pokemon encounters every 3 steps. We just had 2 going to that next trainer. This guy has a Charmander. I like that. I like it when other trainers have starter-type Pokemon. Because starter is a type, yes. I mean starter Pokemon. And even so, you also have ground types that could take care of fire types, in which I have Dugtrio. And Gloom is just sticking around because it's pretty useful during this part of the game. Cubone's a pretty cool Pokemon. It has like this gruesome backstory to it, which is interesting. And people just talk about like some people think that at least I think that Kangaskhan is really like part of the Cubone line, in which it is Cubone's mother, and when they have that thing that they're carrying in their pouch is really a baby Cubone, and then like Kangaskhan will die, and then the baby Cubone will take the skull and start wearing it, and then when it evolves, the skull becomes infused with it, which is proven. I mean, in one of the Pokedex entries it says that, I'm sure. So yeah. And then I don't know what, because if all the Cubones, well, if all the Kangaskhan die, and then all that's left are the Marowaks, then what? So I really don't know about that theory. It was just an interesting thing to think about. But, oh well. I also have some other theories about this game, but I'll discuss those when they become, what's the word, pertinent? When they come into play, when they become more, when they make more sense to talk about them. Stupid poison! Okay, now we're like halfway through this place, maybe a little more. But still, stupid poison! God, it's times like this that you wish you could get into a double battle just so you could attack your own Pokemon to make them faint. That's cruel. Just kidding. But still, it's rather annoying. See, we're like 9 minutes in. That's like 12, 13 minutes to me. And we're still nowhere near. We're like halfway. So this place is just awfully long, rather annoying. It sucks. But we must go through it, unlike Ash and everybody else. I've been talking through my 9 minutes of this though, so that's a good sign, I guess. And I do have those things to talk about that I was saving from last episode. So I guess I could talk about those now. For instance, I've been playing a crap ton of Spyro recently. I finally went out and got God of War 3, however I also got one of those PlayStation store card things. So I downloaded the whole Spyro trilogy from that. And I've played through the first 2. I'm like a third of the way through the third. And I've been thinking of doing Let's Plays through the entire trilogy. once I can figure out my capture card. And speaking of my capture card, that brings me to my next thing, in which VideoPad, the thing that, like, I looked it up, a lot of places said it was free. Apparently, no, it's not. It's a free 14-day trial, and then you have to buy it for, like, $80. And with only 26 people watching, and only, like, half of them actually watching, I really don't feel like spending $80 on this yet. So that's going to wait for a while, but then if I don't buy VideoPad, then I don't know how... Hitting another dead end. I don't know what I'm going to do about getting rid of the white line that shows up at the bottom. And I'm not even sure whether that's my capture card, my TV, or my video wire thing, the yellow. Or is that the red? I'm pretty sure it's the yellow. I don't know, I could go check, but I don't care enough. The video wire thing, it's one of those three things. Or it could be virtual dub, you know? I don't know. Maybe in virtual dub I could find some little setting thing to, like, remove the bottom line of the screen or something. I don't know. I'll get to working on that eventually, but right now it doesn't matter. Right now we're focusing on Pokemon. But that's just a short little update on the going-ons of what's been going on. And you know, the thing is, I had recorded a second test video with virtual dub, and I finally figured out the widescreen. The thing is, like, it was, when I played it back, for whatever reason, it had been flipped upside down. So from there I had to, like, rotate it 180 degrees, and it was still, like, right to left instead of left to right. So I had to go back to my raw file, go to virtual dub, like, turn it right to left first, and then I had to go back, put it on widescreen, turn it 180 degrees, and then finally it was the right way. And I went through all of that work just to find out that almost immediately after, the thing lost its trial time. Not immediately after, but like the next day. And oh yeah, that guy, he exploded on my Pokemon. God, I was going to, like, yell at him, but I missed it. Shoot. Oh well, I still hate him. That guy. It's stuff like that that's really annoying. Like, you get him down to, like, 2 health, and then they self-destruct. That faints his Pokemon, which was going to faint next turn anyways. It only had, like, 2 health. But then you also have your Pokemon that takes a crap ton of damage from it. And it's like a kamikaze move. In fact, it's exactly like a kamikaze move. So it's just annoying. And then your Pokemon faints and you don't get any experience. And then just a little guy shows up and he says his little thing and he pisses you off. And the poison makes you even madder. We are now 13 and a half minutes into the video, and this is really like 17, 18 minutes to me. The team's getting a little beat up, but we're still going strong. We have 4 Pokemon able to fight. Charmeleon's getting weaker, so we really can't use him to fight these grass types that we now have finally. The whole reason that we brought the fire type, maybe? And then stupid Rap. Like, just to add insult to injury of how annoyed you already are in this dungeon, all of a sudden you have this freaking Bellsprout using Rap on you, and it takes all 5 turns. Just, God, this place will drive you crazy. Bellsprout, please look Primeape in the eye so we can kick your butt. Thank you. I just watched that episode yesterday. That was strange. He caught a donut. Donut in quotation marks. I don't know why, but 4Kids or whoever originally dubbed the Pokemon series felt it necessary to leave absolutely no trace of Japanese culture or anything, so they, like, painted over all the kanji and they called the rice cakes donuts. And even went as far as saying, like, I really like this jelly-filled one. Which, why would you have... I don't know if you have jelly in rice cakes, but I really doubt that you go and put jelly in rice cakes. Just things that you never noticed. Like, you legitimately thought they were donuts, just like a different kind that you hadn't seen before. That some places sell. But whatever. And then random encounters. Finally, Charmeleon feigns. I know that sounds cruel, but that flashing was really getting on my nerves. We're almost done with this video. It's been 15 minutes, which is like 20 minutes to me in real time, with all the battles and stuff, and we still aren't out of here. This has taken the entire video, which really isn't that fun. I'm surprised that I've managed to keep up talking this entire time. But, alas, once we get through this and one other place, then we'll be good. I will be good. There will be a lot less complaining, I swear. It's just that this place just isn't fun. I really doubt that anybody would find it fun. Oh, there's a sign. Could it be? We're out!